One of the things that we try to do for everyone in Southwest Florida is we would like to be the resource for education. Back in 1985, I started an educational lecture series about hearing, and it is as popular as ever. I find in general, hearing seems to be one aspect of health that most people don't know nearly as much as they'd like to about. If you get a group of friends together and they are discussing health issues and someone throws out their blood pressure numbers, everybody in the room understands what it means. They throw out their cholesterol readings, people understand it. They mention their blood sugar numbers, and they're often understood. But you get hearing questions, and you get a lot of glassy stares. And a lot of people just don't know nearly as much as they'd like. So we've brought these lecture series. We do it for groups, clubs, organizations, senior ministries at churches, civic organizations, etc. And we have our very popular Lunch and Learn series. Now, originally, the first group of seminars is about hearing loss in general. It is very puzzling to people. Why is it that I seem to hear but can't understand what it is? There are some things I do so well with, other things I seem to have a great deal of trouble. So we try to get through some of the questions about hearing loss in general, and then branch that into some of the questions about hearing instruments themselves. What is a digital hearing instrument? Is it better than an analog? Why is it better? Who is it for? What are the various sizes? What are the various features? What does it mean to have directional microphones? What does it mean to have automatic signal processing? And we've broke this down into a luncheon format where you can sit, we have a lecture, we break bread together, and the questions that you have can be answered. Well, this was extremely popular, and then we began to offer a tinnitus seminar. Now, tinnitus, for those who are unaware, is any head noise, ringing, a buzzing, a clicking. Some hear a swooshing sound, steam escaping, a low roar. For some people, it's a mild inconvenience and a nuisance. For other people, it can be debilitating. In the past, there really wasn't treatment, but now there is. And so we've designed an entire lecture series about all of the breakdowns of everything concerning tinnitus, and that has been extremely well received. There's usually, we have to add a day or two to our schedule because so many people out there are afflicted with ringing ear. We know, for example, that loud noise, even a one-time exposure, can cause people's ears to ring, sometimes for the rest of their life. That's becoming very, very big now with these vets returning back from Afghanistan and Iraq because the car bomb and the suicide bombers and all of these kinds of things have just really come into vogue. And that one time, those things are so loud, and the guy could have tinnitus for the rest of his life. A lot of people, because of being in the workforce and working around loud noises, it causes it to ring. We know that there are some things that a blow to the head can trigger it, back injuries. We know certain types of medications can, taking excessive amounts of aspirin, and not the little bitty aspirin a day that people do for heart reasons, but somebody who, let's say, is battling with arthritis and needs to take a higher quantity, that can wind up contributing to ringing ear. We know that changes in blood pressure levels and changes in blood sugar levels can cause it to rise and to fall into people. We know that certain dietary things we try to stay away from, and unfortunately,
so most people, it's a mild nuisance, but for others, and this 10 to 15 million people out there, it's a problem. But going back to the sound generators, they had the right idea, because your brain's limbic system, once you hear that sound, your limbic system attaches to it. And your limbic system is the area of your brain that controls your fight or flight response. So that's your autonomic nervous system saying, hey, something's wrong here. So once you hear the sound, if it was in pleasant circumstances, I guess maybe perhaps that it wouldn't feel so bad, but people create stress, anxiety, pain, any kind of reaction to it that's in a negative manner. And then therefore, that limbic system grabs onto it and it's holding so tight it won't let go. So how do you break it? If you can officially break your limbic system's attachment to your ringing cannot exist. It's not, your brain won't hear it. So how do you do that?
If you would like to attend one of these very popular seminars, call today to find out when our next Lunch and Learn will be scheduled within your area, or if you would like to have one scheduled for your group, call the number listed below and ask for me, John Hoagland, and I will make arrangements to speak with your group. All it will cost you is a little of your time, but the knowledge you receive may be priceless.